It was one of the most expensive vessels ever built, $500 million, 400 feet long, and wrapped in secrecy. It had a helipad, a submarine, and walls lined with gold leaf. Owned by a billionaire few had ever seen, it was more floating fortress than pleasure craft. Then, one day, it vanished. No distress call. No radar blip. Just gone, swallowed by the sea or something more elusive. The yacht, named Eclipse Zero, was last seen off the coast of the Seychelles. Locals remember the towering silhouette on the horizon, the soft thrum of its engines at sunset. Then one morning, it was simply no longer there. Port records showed no departure. Weather reports showed clear skies. Satellites saw nothing. Authorities were baffled. The Eclipse Zero was equipped with every modern navigation system: GPS, eyes, collision radar, satellite uplinks. It could not disappear unnoticed. But its transponder had gone dark. Its registered signal was silent. It was as if the ocean had erased it entirely along with everyone aboard. The vessel had a crew of 36, chefs, engineers, guards, all vetted, elite, and highly trained. None of them made contact. No final messages, no alerts, no logs. Family members of the crew reported and answered calls and frozen bank accounts. The yacht's owner, a reclusive energy tycoon, refused to speak publicly. Insurance companies launched their own investigation. They found irregularities in the yacht's registry. It was technically owned by a shell corporation based in the Isle of Man, leased by another firm in Dubai, and financed by an offshore trust. Every trail led to a dead end. Every paper revealed another layer of fog. Rumors spread quickly. Some said it was hijacked by pirates, though no ransom was ever demanded. Others claimed it was a ghost ship, a vessel cursed by stolen art in its vault. A few believed the yacht had never existed at all, that it was a decoy for something far darker. Online forums ignited with conspiracy. Journalists tried to track its route. Using eyes data from the days before it vanished, they plotted a strange path. Meandering loops, slow speeds, and long idle periods in international waters. Some say it stopped near an underwater cable. Others say it deployed submersibles. None of this was standard. Former crew members from past voyages described the yacht as surreal. It had secret rooms, biometric locks, and a vault accessible only by retinal scan. One engineer claimed it had a command center with quantum encryption tech. Another mentioned guests arriving by night via stealth boats. Nothing was ordinary. The Eclipse Zero was reportedly armed not with weapons, but with counter-surveillance. Jammer towers, signal scramblers, and radar-absorbing coatings made it virtually invisible to scanners. It could darken all windows with the press of a button. Some say it had military-grade cloaking tech. It was a billionaire's bunker at sea. What was it hiding? Some believe it carried sensitive cargo, rare minerals, encrypted servers, even stolen data. One theory suggests it served as a mobile data haven, housing black market blockchains or secret AI systems. Others think it was a neutral ground for off-the-record meetings between global elites. Then came the drone footage. A month after its disappearance, a hobbyist pilot off the coast of Sri Lanka captured video of a massive vessel moving without lights in the early morning. It looked like Eclipse Zero, but it had no nameplate. The video vanished hours after being uploaded. The account was deleted. The investigation shifted. Now it wasn't about finding a wreck, it was about tracking a fugitive ship. Naval intelligence from multiple countries got involved. Satellite imagery was analyzed. Sea lanes were monitored. But the yacht was like a ghost slipping between jurisdictions, changing appearance, always a step ahead. Maritime law is notoriously complex. International waters allow for flag swapping, ownership masking, and vanishing registries. A yacht can be reflagged in days, repainted in hours, and given a new identity with fake documents. The Eclipse Zero may not be gone, it may be hiding in plain sight under another name. One whistleblower claimed the yacht docked secretly at a private atoll in the Indian Ocean, where satellite surveillance is scarce. The island, reportedly owned by an anonymous tech syndicate, has a massive underground dock. Supply ships enter under cover of darkness. Some say it's a staging ground for off-grid billionaires. Years passed. The case cooled. Interpol removed its maritime alert. The original shell company dissolved. The families of the crew settled lawsuits in arbitration. The owner's public appearances became even rarer. But behind closed doors, intelligence agencies still whisper about Eclipse Zero and what was really aboard. Some believe it was a test, a dry run for elite mobility, for escaping global collapse. If the world burned, Eclipse Zero could disappear into the ocean and survive for months, even years. It had desalination, solar power, and food vaults. It was less yacht, more ark. A billionaire's exit strategy in chrome antique. Others think the vessel now sails under a different flag, perhaps registered in a nation with no extradition. It could be docked in a high-security port in the South China Sea, the Red Sea, or deep in the Arctic. Its crew rotated out, its systems upgraded. Its mission changed, still floating but forever silent. We may never know the full story. Perhaps the yacht sank in some freak anomaly, a rogue wave, a system failure, a sabotage. But the silence around it suggests something else, too coordinated, too clean. A $500 million asset doesn't vanish without help or intent. The legend of Eclipse Zero has become myth. Artists paint it in stormy waters, writers build stories around its fate. Some even claim it appears in dreams, a symbol of wealth untethered, of secrets too deep to surface. A reminder that money can build not just luxury but invisibility. The Superyacht world is filled with mystery. Secret decks, unknown buyers, hidden ownership. But Eclipse Zero remains the crown jewel of Maritime. Vanishing's a story without a body, without a trace, without closure. It is a riddle wrapped in titanium and carried away by waves. Until it's seen again, its story grows. Every dark ship on the horizon becomes a suspect. Every anonymous vessel draws attention. The sea hides many secrets. But few are as expensive or as haunting as the one that sailed away and never came back. Strange radar echoes still appear in remote waters, massive shapes with no ID, vanishing in seconds. Experts dismiss them as glitches or phantom contacts. But to those who remember Eclipse Zero, the size and movement match too perfectly to ignore. It's always the same, silent, fast, just beyond range. A ghost on the sea, daring someone to follow but only for a moment, before it slips away like a memory you're not sure you ever had. Some believe Eclipse Zero was just the first prototype for a silent fleet. Ghost ships that operate between nations, beyond law, where elite deals are made in open water and never recorded. These vessels move like shadows, swapping identities, flying false flags, and trading secrets no country wants known. In this theory, Eclipse Zero is no myth, it's the flagship of a world built offshore, invisible but very real. The legend endures because it ends in silence. No wreck, no call, just absence, a story too clean to be chance. Somewhere, maybe, a shadow moves across the sea. A ship with no name, and no intention of being found, not sunk, not stolen, simply untethered. A machine built for silence, fueled by secrets, vanishing into the blue. And every time a light flickers on a distant horizon, someone wonders if it's back.